good morning, good afternoon,
good something. Yeah. It's actually nice to be in person. We rarely, we see each other literally every day, I think, but never in person.
And never on a Wednesday.
Exactly. So lots changing as always with Hot Topics. It's what's new, what's trending, what's new. And literally, we were learning some stuff yesterday.
Right.
About ads, videos, length of videos, what's the best way of going about it. I think ads have changed a lot over the past few years in regards to everyone's talking about organic reach, not organic reach, paid reach, ads.
A lot has changed. And the interesting thing is, if you guys have been following us, you will have noticed that we've changed a lot of our ads as well, just in the last 2 weeks, really. So, there's so much is going on and there's so much talk just because, what AI has done, what the social media platforms are trying to do. I mean, you've probably heard the gossip that, Meta is trying to buy TikTok because they want the money and they want the algorithms. And there's a lot of new platforms coming on. We talked about Clapper, I think. And we also just saw one this morning called No Space. It hasn't even launched. It's in June. But it's supposed to go back to the old school kind of MySpace.
I was just going to say MySpace.
Where you share with friends and stuff. So really interesting. But I think there's two stats that really I was the most interested in yesterday. Number one is that in ads, in particular, user-generated content is the big thing. So even though you're seeing that no face posts do a lot of they're in the algorithms, they're moving a lot, etc. In terms of the ads, what you'll see is a lot of user-generated ads, as opposed to just influencers standing there and going, "Hey, this is what I use." You're actually going to see whatever they're promoting in action.
And that's the best part. And user-generated content has been around for a long time.
Yes.
But typically what it was is like, hey, these are my glasses. Go buy them because I said you should.
Yes.
Right? And that was a user. It wasn't you promoting it. It was you paying somebody to showcase it in their video, kind of like product placements in movies, right? That's sort of what's going on in the background. But it's definitely transitioned, obviously, with video. But people want to see it, like you said, in action, as opposed to, hey, here's this, buy it because here's what it looks like on. This is what it looks like in action. This is what I'm doing. I guess the whole process of trust. They don't just want to buy it because you say to. They want to buy it because they trust you because you're actually using it.
Right.
This is actually a product similar to the way we do Tech City. We don't promote a product unless we actually use it, and we can show you in action what we do and how we use it and why we use it in our business.
And I think, everyone's been doing it forever, as Stacey said. The difference is really people are now looking for a little more information. So they're not just going to take it that, you're wearing a sweatshirt. Well, walk around in the sweatshirt. See what it actually looks like. Because, in the old catalog days, people would, if you've ever worked for catalogs, and I've done a few photo shoots, people would put on a dress or put on a sweatshirt, and then they'd pull the back and pin it. Right? So it would fit really nice, and that's the picture you would get. But that's not the reality of what it really looks like. And you guys know, if you've ever ordered from Shein or Temu or AliExpress, and they always look great. The ones that you've seen the post that what I ordered and what it actually looks like.
I love those. So, I should have done one recently because I actually bought something on Amazon, and the way it looked in the picture was not at all what showed up on my doorstep.
So think about that user-generated content for your ads as in particular, right? Because we're really talking about ads and the way things have changed in terms of what's working in ads. The other stat, well, there was a couple, but the one that I thought was really interesting was that the newer generations are not looking for product advice on Google. They're actually looking for it on their social media feeds. And because now all the social media platforms have AI integrated, you can literally search. So if you are wanting to find specific information about a product, you can put it into the search in, for example, in Instagram, and those feeds will come, and that's what they're looking for. So those generations are no longer just going to Google. They're actually looking at social media feeds. Really interesting.
And those social media feeds are showcasing a person using a product. Right. So again, going back to ads, if you're searching for that, an ad will pop up. Well, who are you going to buy it from? Are you going to buy it from the store that's showing you the pretty picture in Google?
Right.
No, what's going to happen is on Instagram, you're going to find a reel, and that reel video is going to showcase the person walking around. It's going to showcase the person actually using it from a technical equipment perspective. I mean, I follow a few people who are using those particular products. They're showcasing those products, how they're using it, how they're placing it, how they're integrating it into, you know, their video studio, their home studio, their podcast studio, and whatever that the case may be. And I want to see it. I don't just want to see a picture of the microphone. I want to see, hear, and, you know, see how they're using it.
What does it look like in reality? Because sometimes you're seeing those pictures of microphones and they look great and it's a really good price, and then it looks big and then you order and it's about this big. So you see it a lot all the time. And the nice thing is when you're searching on social media as a consumer, generally speaking, your e-commerce site that you're looking at is tied to it. So you can click the button buy. You don't have to leave the platform, and that's it. And everyone trusts that now because that's where they've raised. They've been raised on social media. So it's really an interesting dynamic in terms of user generated and social media to do searches, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And ads are going to be showing up in your feed. So who do you trust? So the difference, I think that's really going forward is it used to be, and I love watching some of my memories pop up because they'll be like, oh my goodness, you can go live right on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I feel like and that was only like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But back in the olden days, you used to be able to, here's a product or here's a service or whatever the case may be. You did an ad to promote, like true advertising. You did an ad to promote this particular product or service. And then people, consumers who you've targeted would then click on that ad and potentially purchase, right? Obviously, the amount of people who saw the ad and the amount of people, you know, that's why we call it a funnel. You know, they would see the ad, they would look at the ad, and a certain percentage of them would then purchase the product or service through your ad. Then we moved into sort of even more recently, which was, well, no, now you need to do an ad with a free item. Mm-hmm. So you need to tempt them and you need to build trust and all of that kind of stuff. So you went, oh, well, this is free or a free trial or whatever the case may be. And then you moved into, you know, through email sequences or other posts or retargeting or whatever the case may be, was to purchase a higher priced product or a cost product. And you brought them through that way as well. So again, as things are changing, right? Now it's more of that visibility. It's the videos that you're going to be doing that people want to watch. So if you can get those videos in front of your audience, in different ways of doing videos. And that's why we've done a lot of video workshops. That's why we did the, you know, making clips out of one video, because you can take that clip and now put that over as an ad. And those ads are now doing really well. And that really stems from the trend that was pre-COVID, which was the world is changing into videos. And now it's even different, and shorter videos and ads are doing really well because they are watching the entire thing. However, the length of videos are going to be changing as the trends change in regards to the social media feeds.
So there's really two things happening, right? Number one is like 20 years ago, not even 10 years ago, I think attention span was about, I think they marked it at about 2.5 minutes. And now it's 45 seconds. So that's the attention span anywhere. It doesn't matter what anyone's listening to. And so although, you know, we have taught a lot of our clients how to do short clips, and those are very, very important to get posts into the feed. The longer informational videos are still there, and the king, of course, is YouTube. So people are actually looking for 1 hour videos on YouTube that'll teach them something.
Yeah.
And the thing, what's combined in YouTube, which is really exciting, which we're getting ready to look at, is the YouTube shopping piece, the e-com piece that goes into YouTube, not just putting your links, but actually the YouTube shops that are coming out. So if you can do a long form video for a 1 hour, for example, put it on YouTube, teach somebody something, and then you can take those clips and then run the clips on your social media to either get them to YouTube or get them to your e-com store, whatever works. But just learned yesterday that TikTok is looking to beta test 15-minute long videos. So that means they recognize, when TikTok recognizes a trend, then it's legit. Yeah. So they are looking at 15-minute videos. So, if you're thinking that these 2-minute ones are all you need, they're not. Because I think people are getting a little tired of seeing a very short video with not enough information.
Well, I think what ended up happening, so TikTok really was the pioneer of the trend of the short videos, right? And obviously Instagram Reels hopped on that bandwagon. So they started with 15 seconds, then they moved to 30 seconds. And what ended up happening was, because you could only record a 15 or 30 second clip, people were doing multiple parts,
which is annoying.
Absolutely annoying. But the problem that you faced was that when it came into your feed, that video was like part 3.
Yeah.
Right? And we're sitting there going, well, I don't want part 3. No. Where do I find part 1 and 2? And you go to the profile and you're scrolling down, and where does it begin? And now you're into 6 and 7 parts. So what that showed was that people do have an attention span for something that's interesting.
And what it shows is YouTube, which is my favorite, has always had it right in the first place.
Because they brought in shorts.
Which is great.
Absolutely. But I think what's interesting is they brought it in purposely.
Yes.
They brought it in because it was easy to adapt to their platform. And if you want that, go ahead.
Absolutely.
No issue. If you don't, the regular videos are right here. And it shows because I know I'm old school, listening to the radio this morning on the way over. And the question was, what's the most interesting thing that you've learned on YouTube that you didn't expect to learn? And one of the answers was, this particular person started a hobby of woodworking all through YouTube videos. He's taught himself, and now he has an amazing hobby in his garage where he builds his own furniture, and all from YouTube. And I just thought, you know what? You can't do that on another platform.
No, you can't. I mean, even we were trying to set something up today to learn more, and we needed the information. So we didn't go to the actual software's site, their home site. We actually went to YouTube and we said, okay, teach us how this works. And we found someone, user-generated content, that showed us, they walked through it. So they were doing a real-life example of that software. That's how we learned it. Not necessarily the tutorial that the company wants you to watch. You want to watch the user's one. So, I mean, it's really interesting. It does mean that you need to not only understand how to do long form videos, but you want to be able to understand how to clip those and do short form from those in order to engage on the rest of the platforms.
Well, and it's interesting that TikTok has understood the need for longer. Like I said, obviously we said the attention span, people joke 45 seconds, 6 seconds, you have a split second to engage somebody. But once they're engaged and they want to listen, like sometimes I'm watching a video and it's a minute and I'm like, oh, it's over. Well, no, I'm not done.
Right.
I want to learn more. Or what I'm finding now is that they're trying to get through the material so fast.
Right.
They're talking really fast. They're going, but they want to put in their intro, which is ridiculous. No need for that. And then they're like, well, you just, blah, 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 and you're done. And I'm like, hang on. Hang on. You can actually take some time if you're engaging Because I think that's the difference that we're coming to. And that's why I bring it back to user-generated content. People will watch that. They want to understand how a product works. They want to see it in action. They're willing to watch and give you some of their time. Therefore, you want to make it engaging for them.
And I think TikTok, like, they're not naive, right? They realized that people were doing short forms, right, on their platform, but they were saying, if you want to see the full video, go to my YouTube channel, right? Exactly. Because you could not fit it in, and nobody wants to see 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So TikTok was like, now they're looking at it going, well, how do we keep them on platform? Well, we need longer videos to be able to keep them on platform. So, they're smart enough to realize that. But I will, again, good old YouTube, they've done it from the start. So, and they've stuck to their plan and they don't deviate. So you want long form, you want to learn something, that's the platform you go to. So everybody else has to figure out how to get there. The nice thing too with YouTube, which is different than TikTok or Instagram, is that you don't have to be signed in to watch a video.
It's true.
Right? So you can watch anything you want, and the other are a little more muffled in terms of what you're going to get. So yes, it's better to be signed into YouTube, because especially if you're on the premium account, which I'm on because I don't want to watch all the ads, you still, don't get wrong. So if you are, I want to make sure everyone understands this. If you are a creator on YouTube, you will still make your money. Right? Even if somebody's watching you premium without ads. The difference is, people go, well, how am I going to make money? You will. But if you're a YouTube consumer, it's very inexpensive. I don't even know how much I pay, like $7 a month or something.
Something small.
And then think about it. You can watch full-length movies on YouTube.
With no commercials, with no ads.
So it's a really, so while as everyone was running towards doing short, which we do a lot of clips, but we do our clips from our long form videos.
Exactly. And that's why we did the workshop back a couple of months ago. We emphasize the need for long videos. And I think the challenge is that everyone's going, short. But like we said, YouTube has not wavered in their plan. They are the place for that. And social media platforms have come and gone. Waves have come and gone. Trends have come and gone. All YouTube did was go, okay, you want shorts? Here you go.
Yeah.
You want to go watch shorts? Go ahead. And it was easy to link back. But again, because people kept saying, well, if you want the whole thing, go over here. If you want the whole thing, go over here. YouTube channel. I don't think there's a need for another platform when you're watching videos. However, I think you need to understand what the individual platforms are for and why they are doing what they're doing. So will you record and upload a 15-minute video to TikTok? Maybe, but it depends on what TikTok decides they're going to be.
Right.
Because if I want to learn something, like you said, if I want to learn something, I want to learn a skill, we want to learn, feedback or tutorials on specific things, how to set things up, I'm going to YouTube. I don't think that's ever going to change.
No.
If I want really quick snippets of information, I'm going to go to TikTok or Reels because that's what they're for.
Right.
So the advantage in today's world is that you can record a longer video. You can put it up on YouTube. There's no problem with that. You can then take that video. You can chop it up if you want to, because you want to have a clip over here on Instagram, or I want to use it for an ad, because ads are an interesting place. They used to be longer videos for ads, but ads are really trending in regards to shorter videos, so that somebody can watch it all the way through. They can learn from you. They can trust you. And then when you retarget them, you can take those next steps.
And that's the interesting part about ads, right? They don't look the same anymore. You think you're watching a video post, right? You don't really notice that you're not watching a video post, but it is an ad. It's just that it's taken a clip. So for example, you might see us clip this conversation we're having now. You might see it, a piece of it, as an ad. And what would we do with it? We would retarget you if you watched it to get you to come into our community, download a free trial, do something. So if you see it, you just pay attention, because you'll see somewhere sponsored, so you'll know it's an ad, but it'll be interesting.
You're just scrolling through, right? You're scrolling through your reels, you're scrolling through whatever the case may be on Facebook or TikTok, whatever. And I don't think there's a difference. Like, you don't know, because the problem or the advantage, whatever the case may be, is that YouTube and Instagram, both on Reels and, TikTok and Instagram. So in TikTok and Reels, I guess I need to say, is that they have a For You.
Right.
So you're going to assume when you see something you hadn't seen before that it's in the For You section. So therefore it's targeted to you, but you can pay as an advertiser, you can pay to show up in the For You, but they don't necessarily, the viewer doesn't necessarily know it's an ad. So it's an interesting space to play in now, so that you can actually promote your content differently. And therefore, you have the opportunity to get different pieces of content in front of them.
There was a really interesting one I saw yesterday, and it was for GoPro. It was for the GoPro camera. And we all know what a GoPro is, right? But I thought it was someone's clip, their video. I thought it was their video showing me what they got on their GoPro. Like, they were on their bike, they went through these mountain passes, etc. So I watched it because it was interesting. Didn't know till the end that it was actually an ad for GoPro. So GoPro did it. Well, good for them, because they got me to watch, and I'm very hard to get to watch anything extended, because I usually tune out in like the first 3 seconds. So good for them.
Yep.
It was a great job. And so that's what you're going to learn. So with a lot of our clients, with our community, that's what we're teaching. We're teaching everyone to say, okay, what have you been doing? Because even though it was successful, you'll notice that all of a sudden the last couple of months, it stopped, right? We noticed it. Our ads weren't working anymore. So we're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? What changed? And then we realized we had to step up our game to change with what's going on currently. So online business, not for the faint of heart. You have to keep up with trends. That's why it's good to be part of a community. But also, most importantly, is on the plus side of that, everything is so much easier to do now in terms of technology and doing clips and doing posting. I mean, we're shocked at the ease now of, what used to take you days to do takes you minutes. And all you need to know is the proper tools to get you there.